Hi, this is Rev May. Good to have you here today. Glad you decided to watch my podcast. If you get an opportunity, would you please subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner, or at the end, it'll show you a round picture of me. You can click on that and subscribe. If you'll give me a thumbs up and if you'll make a comment, it'll help my channel out a whole lot. If you could take a few seconds to do that, I'd appreciate it. Before I get into the sermon for today, I wanted to let you folks know, for the ones that don't know, I had a stroke last week, and they found out that I had one previous to that one, so I've had two, and the last one was pretty hard on me. So they put me in the hospital. I was in there for a day and a half or something, maybe 2 days. And then they sent me home, and I'm trying my best to get back on my feet. So if you pray for me, I'd really appreciate it. And if I stumble once in a while, it's not because I don't know what I'm talking about. It just takes a few extra seconds to get everything from here to here. If you'll bear with me, I'll do the best I can. Today we're going to talk about, are you weak? Are you a weak Christian? Or another phrase for it would be, why don't you walk a mile in my shoes? All right, we need to know what other people are going through. In 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 9 and 10, it says, "And he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for power are imperfect in my weakness. Most gladly, therefore, I will rather boast about my weaknesses, with insults and with distresses, with persecutions, with difficulties, for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong." We have this idea sometimes that people are not doing or making things in their life go the same way we would. We say, well, I wouldn't have done it that way, or I wouldn't have done it this way. I understand, but we shouldn't be critical about people. We don't have any idea when we talk to people what they're going through right now. They could be going through a bankruptcy and losing almost everything they have. They could be heard that morning that their mother died, and on the day their mother died, they found out they were getting laid off from their job, and their whole world's crashing in on them. We don't know what people, till you walk a mile in their moccasins, you don't have no idea what they're going through. So we need to be aware that people sometimes face struggles. Sometimes it's hard for them just to leave the home and go out and do their job or interact with other people because they've had so much to go wrong. But we need to try to talk to the Lord and ask the Lord for help. We just don't have an idea what some people are going through. It's a nice thing if we can show some grace to people, some understanding to people, to others, and remember them in prayer and pray for them that are struggling. Pray for them that, the Lord's impressed on me before to pray for someone. They didn't look like they had a problem in the world. They were at church, they were smiling, they were interacting with everybody. And I even question God sometimes. I say, God, you want me to pray for them? And the Lord just said to me, not in my spirit, not audibly, all right? In my spirit, you don't know what they're going through. They may just have a smiley face on. Have we all seen that commercial where the people hold up a little, it used to be fans we used in church before they had air conditioning. They hold it up over their face and it's got a smile on it. And they're walking around doing this. Why? Because they're putting a facade on and a smile when they're hurting and they're going through difficulties. Now, some people don't do that. You can tell when they're mad. You can tell when they're not happy. You can tell when they're down because you can see it on their face. But some people you can't. They've learned how to cover things up and to do positive things. All right? So we need to realize that. We need to show some grace and understanding to other people and remember them in prayer. And because we don't know what they're struggling with today and what they're going through, and they may have made poor choices. It may be something beyond their control, but it's important in their life, and we should always be understanding towards people. It might make a difference if we would let them know that we were praying for them, or if we would let them know that we love them. Many times over the years, I've been preaching around 50 years. Many times I've walked up to somebody and put my arm around them while everybody's there and everybody's interacting. We're all talking, church is over and all this, and I'll say to them, whisper in their ear, I'm praying for you. I don't know what you're facing, but God does. I'm praying for you. And that alone sometimes lifts people's spirits and helps them out, because you're letting them, and I don't say it loud enough so everybody can hear it. I don't make anything obvious. I just tell them the Lord said for me to pray for you. And so I let them know. Why? Because we've got to give grace to people. Grace is an important part of our lives. Be graceful to people. Grant them grace and understand that they may be going through a struggle today that we don't know anything about. And so we need to understand we've never walked a mile in their shoes. We don't know what they're going through. For anyone who is facing problems or struggles today, I'm here to tell you we need to pray to God and ask Him to show a way where maybe there isn't a way that you don't think. God will bless you no matter what you're going through. No matter what struggle you're going through, God still loves you. He still blesses you. And so we need to realize that and realize that God's on our side. God's grace is sufficient. His power is enough. God can and will overcome any weakness that you turn over to Him. Everything don't happen immediately, folks. Everything don't happen immediately. Some things it takes time, but God will work it out for you if you learn to trust in God and put your life into His hands. That led Paul to say, of my God, my strength is made perfect in weakness. Paul points out it is a strong church in Corinth, and they're not putting everything together, but they're real boastful about what they have. We shouldn't be boastful about what we have. We shouldn't flaunt things in front of people. We shouldn't be braggadocious about things. Now, I don't know, women, they like purses, and most of them like jewelry. I do, and I'm not a woman, so, but, some women may have a certain brand of dress. All right, we had a woman we used to know that would always, when she seen my wife, she'd always put her arm around her while she's talking to her. She'd pull her collar back and look for the tag, trying to see what brand name that dress was. And all this stuff was really important to her. We shouldn't be braggadocious about things and flaunt things to people. All right, when we know somebody's struggling, we shouldn't tell them, oh, I just got this and I got that and I got this and I got that. And you know that they're struggling. They've got had a death in the family. They didn't have life insurance. That's a horrible thing to leave on a family, but it does happen. And they're having a hardship, and you know it. You need to encourage them, not be braggadocious in front of them. Grant them grace. Realize if they snap at you and then they say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, it's because they're under a heavy load. And you shouldn't take it personally, and you ought to give people grace. God said His grace is sufficient. His power is enough. God can and will overcome all your weaknesses if you just give Him time and if you turn it over to Him. The Lord led Paul to say, God is my strength. I'm made perfect in His weakness. Paul pointed out that how strong that God is compared to the church. The church has power. The church has many things going for it, and they love the Lord, and many people get help at church. But we need to realize there's a point beyond that. It's God, and we need to put things in God's hands. His grace is sufficient for you. It's sufficient for me. God has plenty of grace. Where sin abounds, grace much more abounds than sin, because God's grace is sufficient. So as I close today, I'll ask you a question. Are you weak? Have you walked a mile in the shoes of the person that you've been criticizing, or said things about them to friends or to relatives and said, I can't believe this, I can't believe that, and all this? When they're going through something, they need God's grace. They need you to show them grace. They need you to show them love. They need you to tell them that you're praying for them. God's grace is sufficient. If you're weak today, God will make you strong. I hope you got something out of this. Please continue to pray for me, and that God would heal my body and get everything working in sync like it should. Thank you for your time this time. Till next time, old Rev May signing off. You have a wonderful day, and God loves you. And remember, His grace is sufficient.